Greetings and welcome to Q&A, where we gather questions from our latest video upload and provide detailed answers. Remember that we collect questions in advance from that video's comment section, our email list, and our Instagram account, Paola Ponce Nails. You may post the question in our live chat, and a member of our team, if they know the answer, will go ahead and reply. Otherwise, please post your question in our latest published video, and I will personally respond after this stream. With that being said, greetings to everyone joining us in the live chat. Alright, so this week's upload was titled Nail Tips versus Forms, and let's get right into our questions. Question 1 is one tips or forms faster than the other? I would say that in my experience and in general, yes, tips are a little bit faster than forms. However, you will find people that are very, very expert at applying forms, and they will disagree perhaps with my statement and other people's statement that tips are easier than the forms. I find that most of the times when forms get a little bit time consuming is when the client is kind of playing around and messing them up, and so you have to reattach them and re-put them in or whatever, right? So yes, typically tips are a little faster than forms. So that is something to note there. Question 2. Which one provides more of a narrow shape? That's a good question. So if you do not pinch your nails, right, especially if they're long, and if you go ahead and do that with a form, the form can potentially be a little bit wider than the tip. It doesn't have to, but it can. And that is because the form, right, is a piece of paper that kind of fans out. So if you're not pinching the form right where it needs to be, or adjusting it, right, cutting it so that it's nice and narrow, then you may end up with a wider nail using a form. Doesn't have to be. The more practice you get with your forms, the more advanced you get with them, applying them and using them, you will know when to pinch the nail, right? You can do that with your tweezers, your thumbs, or even just these pickup tweezers if you don't have pinching tweezers. But it doesn't have to be. Again, I've created very narrow results with forms, so that is sort of like a little bit of a long-winded answer for you there. So, and then with the tip, especially if you go a little bit too big, that can turn into a narrow nail. But most of the times I find that technicians do a little less, a smaller tip. They err kind of on the side of a smaller tip than a wider one. So there's that, right? So in general, most of the times forms can be a little bit wider. They don't have to, especially if you know when exactly to pinch. And we do have a video on soft gel extensions, right, using Japanese gel product. And in there, I show you exactly when to pinch. And this is a very, very crucial moment. So make sure to check out that video if you have not done so yet. It's under sculpting soft gel extensions, I believe. Our library is not like huge. I think if you just go to technique playlist, you should be able to find it there. All right, question number 3. Is it better to use acrylic or gel when doing tip or form? Good question. Remember, I'm a specialized technician, so I specialize in gel nails, and even more specifically, more niche, right? And soft potted gel brands, which are usually Japanese gel brands, right? So soft gel, Japanese gel. And I find that you can do either or with gel. I would not recommend doing extreme lengths. I mean, I know we did have a video release on stiletto nails, but even then, it's kind of like wear them at your own peril, right? So use them. They're not your everyday wear and tear. And I've personally also have met people who wear acrylic nails that are long and they snap them all the time. So it just depends how careful you are. I would say in general, yes, acrylic can be a little bit stronger for a nail when you're using tip or form, but I would kind of base that more on the extreme length of it, okay? You can do soft gel extensions and they can last very, very long time. As a matter of fact, I'm actually wearing soft gel extensions right now, and I've had these for a good 2 weeks without anything like breaking off. Okay, so very possible. It just depends on how long you're going. If you're doing an extreme nail that's like a stiletto or a coffin, and you offer acrylic, then yes. In my scenario, in my case, I don't do acrylic, so I only have expertise in gel, and I know that you can do all of your shapes with soft gel. You just kind of have to know when to stop. All right, so question number 4, last question here. It says, what if your nails are too short to put a form on and too uneven to put a tip on? This is a good question, actually. Let me think about it. So what if your nails are too short to put a form on? That is true. Usually when nails are too short, it's because they're bitten. I do have a video for you, is short bitten, how 2 new ways to fix short bitten nails. And this video tackles that exact same scenario. When your nails are too short, and that's usually again because of bitten nails, so you're not able to put a form. So in that video I show you 2 techniques, which I'll tell you right now, but make sure you check out the video because it will definitely help you even more. And that's when you allow the gel to seep over the natural nail just a little bit to create a little free edge so that you can then tuck in your form. And then the other way you can fix short bitten nails is to put a tip, tiny tip. It doesn't even have to be like covering the whole nail. I mean, just enough edge so that you can then extend it with a nail form, okay? And it says to put a form and too uneven to put a tip on. This is very true also. I mean, I've never have had nails that are too uneven to put a tip on. I'm wondering if you're referring to like wavy, like it has maybe some grooves on the nail. Then yeah, it might be a little uneven, so go ahead and do forms. If it's too uneven to put a tip on, because again it's bitten, you should be able to still put a tip on there. Maybe not a tip that has a strong C curve to it, maybe just a flat one. But again, check out my nail short bitten nail video if that's what you're referring to. That will definitely help you, and I think when you watch that, you'll be able to decide for your client which is best. Remember that the way we decide if tips are better than forms is by analyzing what will be better in the long term for the client, right? The client wants a long wearing service. Usually it's like a month wear. Well, that's a little too optimistic. At least 2 weeks. I'm so used to a month wear. At least 2 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks what's going to give that client a long wear. At least 2 weeks. We're aiming for 3 and totally going for 4 if we can do that. So base your decision again of tips or forms based on the client's needs at the moment and when you foresee lasting the longest for them using your expertise. All right, so that would be all for today's Q&A. We will see you next week, next Wednesday at 3 p.m. again Eastern. And we will have a new video for you on Sunday. Make sure you're subscribed and you have that bell notification to alert you when that is all released for you. Don't forget to visit my website. I have a freebie for you that gives you 5 professional tips to master lifting problem. All right, see you next time.